Alright, what is going on, guys? So we're back with another Act 6 video. This one's going to be all focused about the boss of Act 6 Chapter 1 Quest 1, which is Sabretooth. So, you might be just thinking, Sabretooth, he's not that hard. And, normally he's not. But, normally you can bring a champion that can reverse his healing. You can bring... Well, you can just play much different on Sabretooth. Normally you can just back out to evade his special attacks and everything, right? But on this quest, you can only dash back once. Within like a second, or you're gonna get some degen on you. So it really changes the way you play, changes what kind of champions you need to bring. There's also a node called Indomitable, which means your health cannot, this defender's health cannot be reversed. So anything that would start to reverse it would just cap at a heal block. It's similar to the Omega Red in map 7 if you guys are familiar with that fight. So before we get into it, I made a little sheet just like the last video on some guide and tips for this fight. So I advise bringing someone that can just negate the regen, any heal blockers, anyone that places a heal block debuff on Sabertooth completely removes all of his regeneration stacks. So that's definitely one way to go. Any hero reversals, his healing can't be reversed, but it acts just as a heal block. A high debuff placing champion paired with, of course, the Despair Mastery. If you're stacking up a lot of debuffs, you'll see the little heal block from Indomitable pop up, just showing that his health can't be reversed. And at that point, once you see that, you know you have enough debuffs to heal block him, which is nice. I really like that it shows that little animation with the node. Also, power control champs are good here. Like a magic would be pretty solid. I don't have one, so I couldn't test that. But yeah, just keep him power locked, because his power is actually one of the most annoying things in this fight, because you're constantly taking some block damage. And this guy also has the Oscillate node, so when he has that Fury, it can hit pretty hard. And also a high block efficiency champ would be pretty good. I didn't test this one, but I imagine Captain America Infinity War could be pretty solid, especially if you pair him with a tech champ. You're placing the Petrifies on him, so just to straight up heal block him. And I put the best counters as Void, Darkhawk, Sentinel, Vision, and Captain America Infinity War. So Void, I think, is the best, and I've soloed him twice with Void. I didn't have Void for every run through, because a lot of the time Void was in either Alliance Quest or in War. So yeah, I don't have Darkhawk and I don't have Sentinel, but they're both class to manage, and both are pretty good heal blockers, so I imagine they'd be alright, and some pretty good damage. Vision, I did test Vision. We'll get to the Vision clip at the end. Again, I don't have Captain America Infinity War, but I imagine he'd be really good, especially with that block efficiency, because every time I died, it was mainly because of all the block damage that I've took throughout the fight. So yeah, we're going to be going through a bunch of my Sabertooth fights here. This is the very first time I fought him. I came in with 4 healthy champs. Never did the fight at this point, and I was like, alright, Stark Spidey, I can probably solo this fight with him. Going in, that's what I was thinking, because normally that's what I do in Alliance War and stuff. This fight is much different. As you'll notice, I didn't put Stark Spidey as one of the best champs for him. Stark Spidey's good in the fact that he can, auto-evade his special attacks, which really helps out, but maybe I could have also played better, but I just found champions that can just get around the whole regen is really nice, because as you can see, he's just passively regenning this whole fight, so that also just makes the fight a whole lot longer. The few debuffs that I can apply from the L2 with the shocks and my taunts help out a little bit. I have Despair maxed, but he still has a really annoying passive regen, which just really drags the fight out even more. Even though we're hitting hard, he's healing a lot of it back. So I can imagine this is a SIG 200 6-star Sabertooth. Well, I didn't check, but I assume it's a decently high SIG, and the higher SIG Sabertooth is, the more he gets from his regeneration stacks. So yeah, this first try with Spidey, though, it's not going too bad. Stark Spidey's definitely not a bad option. He's just not one of the best options, I'd say. And the really annoying thing on this node, on this fight, is actually the Oscillate node. When he goes into that armor phase, he just plays super passive, and then when he goes into the armor stage, his AI just is all over the place in this fight. I think it's really due to the Oscillate node. I don't like it. I don't like it. But yeah, as you can see, we're getting some pretty good damage off there. It's got off an L2, only one part of it crit, unfortunately, but we got him down past 50%. But as you can see, the block damage is starting to add up when we don't auto-evade, because we don't auto-evade everything. And then right there, I'm not sure what happened. I didn't dash back again because I had the degen timer on me. I guess I must have missed the parry, and we died. But we took off a great amount, so at first it was like, okay, not bad. And I was like, all right, let me try my Corvus, see how he does. I have a charge. I don't have the suicides on, though. Right there, I don't know what I was doing. I didn't want to dash back again. to get the degen on me, so I just ate the heavy to the face. I know you can punch it after the first part, which you guys will see me do eventually, but I don't know. Like I said, this is my first time fighting him, so this is more to highlight some mistakes this first run through, and yeah, that's just hilarious. I just stood there, took it to the face. Here I wised up a bit and dashed back at least. And as you can see, I got the degen on me, but with Corvus, I cannot die, which I outlined in the last video of Act 6, the guide for all of Quest 1. This, like I said, this video is mainly focused for just the boss fight. And yeah, I'm pretty much out of charge at this point. I get a little intercept and get off at L1 with that last charge, but he's at 19% health left. I'm like, alright, still got Omega Red and Ghost Rider. We can definitely finish him off here. We shouldn't have to use any revives or anything. So I think, yeah, I go with Omega Red here first because Ghost Rider's only rank 4. And yeah, I'm like, alright, it's alright. We took off a good amount. First time doing this fight. It's a little weird. It was a little awkward at first to try to get used to. I'm still getting used to the no retreat thing at this point. But yeah, and Omega Red, you know, he's alright for fighting Sabertooth just because he doesn't have to hit him too many times, so he doesn't have to give too many regen stacks. Just you want to get the degen going, keep your spores up. And right here, yeah, I go for the L1 because I kind of got scared when he threw his heavy attack there. I don't know why I didn't want to. I don't know. I just probably didn't want to dash back. Like I said, this was the first time that I was a little. Well, I wasn't really comfortable with the fight yet. And then right here, I don't know what happened. I guess I just let go of block, and he killed me. I was like, fudge, man. All right, 15k health left. Ghost Rider. I only brought you for the synergy, but I need you, buddy. I need you. You gotta come in here. You gotta come in clutch, 6%, and he threw a full 5-hit combo into my block. That was real nice of you, Sabertooth. But I got my bleed off. I don't know how he blocked my L1, but yeah, intercepted him, and then we took him down. So we didn't have to use any items. Like I said in the last video, throughout all of my run-throughs on this quest, I ended up using one item, 20% revive. This was some cool animations the first time I did it. Some interesting stuff popped up, so I figured I'd show you guys that. That was cool, first time that happened. And those are the rewards for completing the quest the first time. This next run through here, this was one of like the later run throughs. I had to take this guy down 10 times, I'm pretty sure. I think this must have been run number 6 or 7. So at this point I was very comfortable, and I figured, I wonder how Symbiote Supreme would do, because I never brought him in, because I think he was in war for a lot of the runs. So yeah, I'm taking a lot of, you can see that block damage, man, it's really adding up, and I did miss a couple of parries, but as you can see, that block damage, man, it really adds up. So yeah, baiting the special on this fight, man, is very important, and getting the timing on baiting and which part you can evade, which time you have to just parry maybe, and what time you have to wait for the degen timer to go away. Right, see, I had to wait for the degen timer there, and then on the last part of the L1 I evaded it. I'm already down 50% health when I get off this L3, which is not good. Not good at all. I'm like, okay, Symbiote Supreme is probably not the best matchup here. And yeah, this fight is not going well. But once I got fully set up after that L3, things started to look up. As you can see, I'm putting bleeds on him. And as you can see, there's a heal block now, and that's from the Indomitable. It just means that his health cannot be reversed, and all my bleeds paired with spare is pretty much negating all of his healing at this point. Now I can get some L2s going. But I don't have any I have Mystic Dispersion on, but I don't have any Mystic boosts, so I'm not really getting power back as you see me probably do in Alliance War. If you see my Symbiote Supreme gameplay there, you know I get L2, 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 but it's mainly because of those boosts. Right here, I'm almost dead, not a whole lot of health left, but I get a couple extra hits, and then right here I get off another L2, steal some power. And right here I get a nice little intercept to get off another L2. I was thinking I could maybe solo this fight, but I didn't get enough power back. Tried to go for one more intercept, and he caught me at the end there. Because one more blocked hit and I would have been dead. But still, a really solid run from Symbiote Supreme there. He took him down a lot, and I was actually really impressed. Started off really bad, but we really came back once we got him going. And now, another similar Symbiote Supreme, how he was negating Sabertooth's regen was through debuffs, and more specifically, bleed debuffs. Now, this also worked with Blade, man. Blade actually was really good for this fight. Normally, I was just bringing Blade for the regular paths, and I'd come to the boss, right here, heavy, but I'd come to the boss, and, you know, some of my champs weren't looking too healthy on certain paths, so, you know, I'd have to use my Blade if I didn't want to use potions, and Blade actually just did really well, because of his regen. It really helps with a lot of the block damage that you're taking. The bleeds that you're applying are helping to negate the regen with Despair. And yeah, it's really good, man. If you parry his special attacks, you just get more bleeds. More bleeds gives you more power. More power gives you more healing. More power gives you more specials give you more bleeds, and it's just an infinite loop with Blade. So it's really nice. It's really nice, and Blade really surprised me on this fight, especially because he also has class disadvantage. I didn't list him as one of the best champs, mainly for that reason, because I think just other champs do it a bit better. It is quite time consuming doing this method and strategy with Blade, but it works. So, you know, if you're trying to pinch those pennies, trying to save those items, you know, you got Blade left, you don't want to revive your Void or something like that, you don't want to put all those potions in the Void, you know, Blade, he can do it, man, he can do it. So this fight here, I accidentally got to the L3, but it turned out to actually be not bad, because you're going to see we're going to have a ton of bleeds on him, and he's going to be stunned, and we just get back up our power so quickly. It's pretty nice. So you're going to see here, yeah, we have 6 bleeds on him. You can see my power is just shooting back up right now. Yeah, look at my power, man. It's already way back up. To get a little bit of regen going, I gotta bait this L2. Baiting the L2 wasn't too bad, but now we can get off on L2 of our own, and you can see we're already back at another L2. So we're gonna fire this off in a second. Pretty crazy, man, how Blade can just cycle those L2s without any kind of boosts. You put a skill boost on some crazy cycling, especially in like Alliance War. I don't really use Blade much there anymore though, so yeah. But yeah, sometimes for this node, when he's in the armor phase of Oscillate, you don't get any crits. Right there on the L2, I noticed my L2 didn't crit at all. That's the Oscillate node, which is super annoying. That, like I said, that node just kind of messes up the AI on this fight and makes it play funny, but you kind of get used to it. You kind of got to keep an eye on the phase and if you need to change up your play style at all. But as you can see right here, he's almost dead. Get enough power for one more L2, and that last L2 finishes him off. So that was a very clean run with Blade. It wasn't a solo. We already started with a bit of damage. And now the next champ I wanted to, well, I was kind of forced to use one of my synergy champs here, Killmonger. I believe this was the run where all my champs were dead, except for Killmonger. He was at full health, so I threw him in here. And what I was trying to do from the start, I didn't really get it going at the start. You can see I took some damage. Basically, use those indestructible charges to my advantage. Instead of having, example, high block proficiency, I can use those indestructible charges to tank blocked hits from his special one. And it was working. It was kind of hard to keep up a whole lot. And yeah, this was the one run I had to use 20% revive on. I'm pretty sure it was this one. Yeah, but you know, Killmonger, he wasn't bad. And you can also tank an L3 to the face if you need to, which is really nice with those indestructible charges. Right here, you see I just block 2 parts of that L2 and I take no damage because it just absorbs the indestructible charges. So good use for Killmonger there. But like, it's also, you know, class disadvantage and everything. Kind of hard to keep up the L2s, so that damage still gets through in between those areas. And yeah, we just ate some more blocked hits and died there. So we got 2 more runs on this Sabertooth, and this one right here is probably my best run. I soloed him twice in total, and they were both with Void. The first time was with Void with the Killmonger synergy, so I was regaining 1% health every time I applied a Fear of the Void type debuff on the opponent. Intimidating Presence, I believe that's what they're called. Yeah, so it was easier because I had that synergy. This is the fight without the synergy that I try to solo him on, and you guys are going to see. The great thing about Void Man is, for one, I think he's the best because, for one, he's the only champ I managed to solo him with, but 2, because not only are you heal blocking him, but your debuffs are also doing a lot of damage just over time passively, which is very nice. As you can see right now, we're doing 368 a tick. That's about 700 damage every second. And we don't have to do anything to get that damage. We don't have to do a thing. I highly suggest the Killmonger synergy if you can spare the spot on your team. That makes this fight much easier, I believe. It really helps with the block damage. As you can see, we're taking a lot of block damage, so that synergy just helps to get some of that back, you know. The great thing about Void also is a very high health pool, which just allows you to take more block hits. And you can see here, we've got to kind of play passive till he's back into this state. And right here, I dashed back too many times, so I got the degen on me. But once you have the degen on you, you can dash back as much as you want, and it's not going to re-trigger it or anything like that until the timer runs out. So I figured, hey, if I got the degen on me, I might as well make the most of it. Might as well bait out another special. So I think in some cases it could be kind of worth it to take the degen on you. It can be less than the block damage, because that block damage, man, it really does add up. When he's got in that Fury mode of Oscillate. He also has 5 passive Furies right now as well, which is just making him hit harder. Try to bait the L1 here, and then we'll get it baited out. Block the first couple hits, and then evade the second hit. Do the same here. Try and get that going. And I decided I'm going to go for an L2 to do some more damage. Right here we got a nice crit, 16k, and doing the. I honestly feel like throwing the L2 with the Void is actually better. Once you get Fear of the Void on the opponent and you have a couple debuffs and you kind of want to close out the fight, I feel like that's the perfect time to throw the L2. You can get off some good damage. As you can see, it applied 2 more debuffs to him, which is a degeneration debuff and a weakness debuff. And you can see he was just ticking for a lot more damage. Also, when you have Fear of the Void up, you just get a big attack increase as well. So the L2 is just going to hit even harder when you throw it under that phase. And yeah, this fight's looking pretty good. I'm at 8% health. I figured I could maybe take one more L1. I'm down to 1% health, and we just finished off the fight, man. Really clutch fight. Finished with that 1%. I was really proud of that one because we did it without the Killmonger synergy. Yeah, it was my second time soloing him. So this is actually the last path, I believe it was, or second last. I think it was the last path on Sabertooth, and I really wanted to try Vision more. Because for most paths I didn't really bring Vision along, so I didn't have a chance to test him versus the Sabertooth. I believe like the first run I had him, maybe. But yeah, I figured Vision could be pretty good just because you can control his power. So, you know, I found that I was taking most of my damage and dying most of the time from the block damage from his specials mainly. So, you know, I figured with Vision, I can just power drain him and don't have to worry about baiting his specials. So that was the plan here. And so far we got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but we start to bring it back here. You can notice that the heal block debuff actually removes every single stack of regen, and he cannot gain any more until the heal block debuff is gone, which is super duper nice. So it makes Vision pretty good for this fight, and like I said, Dark Hawkinson will also be pretty good. Right here I get pushed to my L3, which is super annoying when it happens with Vision. I recently took my Vision up to Sig 180, I believe. If you guys watched my Havoc takedown in Alliance War right before that, yeah, I pumped in like 66 stones into my Vision because I had a lot of tech, and I figure, I don't know, maybe I'll rank 5 Vision, but I feel like he's just very useful against Havoc, so that's why I put the stones in him, because one of the best Havoc counters in War, so I figured like he'd be useful, and you know, Vision's a great champ anyway, so even if I don't rank 5 him, like here he's useful. Yeah, he's a cool champ. But now we're starting to get into that rhythm of intercepting, getting the heal blocks going. I don't always go for the heal block. If he gets a couple of regen stacks, that's fine. I'd rather just manage his power more so I don't have to take, so I can take the minimal amount of block damage possible. And right here I really start to get into it, start nailing those intercepts, start just timing my power drains quite well, baiting those heavies, and everything's going pretty well. But as you can see, we're 120 hits in and we haven't even done half his health. So that's the problem here, is just the weak damage output of Vision. Vision's not meant to be a crazy damage dealer. He's meant to have some nice utility through his immunities, and he's just meant to be a power control beast. So, you know, at the end of the day, you can't expect Vision to do a crazy amount of damage. He's no boss killer. And right here, I throw an L1 and he blocks it because he's in the Oscillate. Because of the AI, of course, he didn't dash at me because he's in the armor mode of the Oscillate, and I just wasn't paying attention to that. You gotta pay attention to that as much as possible. But sometimes you just kind of forget about it, because like, look at his Furies right now. He has 3 different Furies. You know, there's a lot of Furies, man. A lot to keep track of there. Yeah, we're 168 hits deep. We've done over half his health now, but as you can see, our health is taking a bit of a hit too. It takes a toll on our health to get this far. Block hits throughout. Can't always intercept. And then right here, I triggered the degen on me, unfortunately, because he threw a heavy. I wasn't really ready for the heavy, so I just kind of reacted that way. And it killed me. But yeah, that was a pretty solid run as well. with vision. I was pretty impressed. 185 hits, 0 hits taken, and we died. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for my Act 6 Sabertooth boss fight, Chapter 1, Quest 1. Again, I was selected among a small group of the content creators to access Act 6 early, but it was only the first quest to help you guys when it came out with some tips, some tricks, some guides, some gameplay, some walkthroughs. So hope you guys did enjoy this one on the boss. Focus on the boss, Sabretooth. And yeah, if you guys didn't check out the other video, go ahead and check that out. It covers the majority of this quest. And yeah, if you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, share this with your alliance, give them a little bit of a taste of the first boss of Act 6. And we should be streaming Act 6 live tomorrow, Wednesday, the 13th of March. So yeah, be on the lookout for a live stream from me. Should be going for the full, complete run through. I don't know if I'm 100% right away. We'll see about that. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, do drop that like. Thanks for watching. Peace.